Hello, my name is Kenton Simon and I'm a UX designer. In this video, I answer the question, why UX? So hang out with me for just a few minutes and we'll talk about it. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. Let's go. Right, so let's talk about it. Why UX? That's a good question. It's a loaded question, but I'll try to keep it brief. So I started my career in education. And I've taught in public education the entire time as a certified music teacher, K through 12, but I've served on the elementary level throughout that time. And even before that, I started in architecture when I began my college career, thinking that that's what I wanted to do, but I realized I didn't love it. I did fine in it, but I found myself looking past my career in architecture to do something that I really love to do because I understood that it was important to do something that you love and something that you're passionate about. And so that's when I made a decision to go into music. I changed majors, switched schools, and got an undergraduate in piano performance. And then before I finished that, I merged my love for that and my love for music and my love for children together. And there you go, music education. So throughout my career, I've been fortunate to have great experiences overall, great principals to work for, a great school environment, and I really enjoy the experiences that I got to create with my students. I had the autonomy, even within the standards, to create wonderful user experiences. I'm going to throw some words in there. But to honestly though, really create an environment that was fun, it was safe, number one, and also conducive for learning. I wanted my kids to grow and have a place where they could feel like was a respite or a haven, a place where they can feel safe and be themselves. You know, there are multiple intelligence, and every child doesn't thrive per se in every subject area. You know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I found that some kids really thrived in music, maybe if they struggled in other places, but that was an opportunity for them to really shine and to really express themselves. And just music and the arts overall for everybody, it's just a wonderful thing. You see so much dimension to kids and their personalities and who they are and what they can do. So that's been a major blessing. Also, I enjoyed the products that we got to make. You know, the learning is the process, but you know, when we get to those concerts and the performances, you know, kids get to really show what they can do. And that was fun for me, putting all the pieces together. As a UX designer, I lean more so towards interaction design. I'm like a logistician at heart. I love how pieces flow together. I'm concerned about pace, about flow. It's the audience enjoying it. Are we, you know, the song, too many slow songs, too many fast songs, all those things. I'm a stickler for those types of things. I want to create an experience that is memorable, one that is functional and practical. And I always try to be consistent in the types of performances of the caliber of productions that I put on. So I really enjoy so many things about education. So what's the problem? You might be thinking, since you love it so much. Well, what becomes problematic is often kind of rooted in how education as a whole is regarded. This is somewhat of a blanketed statement, but it is a true statement. Education is not always regarded highly by the larger society, and that's often reflected in how much we get paid. I know there are a lot of factors that go into that, but for what we do, we educate the next generation of human beings, and it comes at a great price. It requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of passion, a lot of pouring in, a lot of taking things that we shouldn't have to take, but we do it because we want to impact the next generation of people, our future leaders, our future teachers, our future CEOs, our future, you know, moms and dads who are going to be, you know, wonderful citizens of the community. And so we're pouring so much in, and it's draining and it's difficult. And it's not that I want my job to necessarily be easy, but, and you might not know this if you've never worked in education, maybe working with 25 unique individuals, unique personalities, challenges, everything that comes with that, you know, their strengths, their weaknesses, you get all of it. And you're trying to take that and put it in one classroom and create something. That is maybe the most challenging thing that there is on this planet. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. That's on you. But I know what I'm talking about. But it leaves you so drained. And then when I look at my paycheck, honestly, that's part of one of my reasons for UX. I need something that puts me in a little bit of a different pay grade and the opportunity for growth professionally and as far as what goes into my pocket. I'm a family man. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. I want to be able to have more than just living paycheck to paycheck. And then you pour so much in, and then sometimes you're so drained, you're like the tank is almost empty just about all the time. And you're around the clock, lesson planning, teaching, around the clock. So much goes into what you do outside of the classroom that we don't necessarily get compensated for. It's crazy, but it's required, and we need good teachers. But I made a decision that I need to do something different for myself. I'm still passionate about education, but I need to do it a little bit differently. So, the straw. The straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, or the last straw, however you want to see it. For me, that was last summer, 2021, when I realized that I could not really afford for my family to go on a decent vacation. Not even 3 days and 2 nights. My wife and I are both in education, and to me that was a real issue because I know how hard we both work. I know how much sleep we miss and how we have to struggle day in and day out. I do get secondary income and I still live paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, I don't live a lavish lifestyle. But anyway, I needed more. I needed more of a work-life balance. And so I needed to do something about it. But again, the problem is, what do? I felt like education was such a specialized field, and to do something different, I would need to go back to school, and I couldn't fathom going to school and trying to teach full time because I can't quit my job, and I can't. So I found myself in this conundrum of I just felt stuck. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, and so I just felt led in my spirit to reach out to my intercessory prayer team at church. They have a text group, and so I reached out and just say, little jaded with education, need something different. And one of my brothers, and for the sake of this video, I'll call him Mike. Mike texted me back and said, hey, let's talk about your career pivot. I've heard you talk about this before. Let's plan a time to meet. So we did, and he basically introduced me to a couple things that he thought I would be good at as a way of pivoting my career. One of them was project management, and the other one was user experience, which I've never heard of before, never a day in my life. And so I was drawn to both of them, and I was made aware of the coursework that I could take online. And so I chose the Google coursework because honestly, that's what I could afford, and I couldn't afford much more overhead than that. And so I went with that, and I really enjoyed the course and learned a lot from that. And I'm thankful because before I thought I had no options. I thought I had to get a whole another degree and realized that I could learn on my time when I could, and I had to grind, I had to hustle. And so I completed my coursework this summer, and I'm doing it. I'm learning. Something that I find challenging about this journey in UX is being new to a completely different industry. And in my last video, if you check that out, I talk about the parallels between education and UX, and a lot of the processes and things are similar, but there's still a lot of new aspects. And I know I have great foundation to learn those things, but just constantly on the grind, growing and learning what you need to learn. So I'm excited though. I'm excited about this opportunity to transition into something new. I'm still passionate about education. I know I'm an educator at heart. I know I'm a musician at heart. I just need to do it differently, and UX is my way of doing that differently. I'm excited. Do I have a job yet? No, I'm transitioning. If that's you, I'm all for it. And we'll both know when it's right. Something that I'm drawn towards is interaction design, like I said before, and I really love that component, and I'm excited about growing and learning. So that's all I'm going to share today. Hopefully that gave you a little bit more about me and my why to UX, and I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it's motivated you or inspired you in some way. So thank you for hanging out with me. Again, this is Kenton Simon with KLS on UX. Peace.